Hey everybody, welcome to DadPooL's Discussions. I'm your host, the one and only DadPooL, and today we're on day 19 of DadPooLoWeen. Oh yeah, it's been a crazy month. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and follow, and share it out as well. Because today we have a movie that, yes, I do watch it during Halloween, but I'm not a big fan of the CGI. I'm more appreciative of the characters and the story than I am of the effects of this horror movie. And if you can't tell by the avatar that's on your screen, we're talking about It Chapter 1. Yes, from 2017. I could have easily have chosen the It TV series that came out in 1990, but this movie, when it first came out, was marketed so well, and the Pennywise character, played by Bill Skarsgård, who, if you haven't known, he was in Deadpool, and he just plays a lot of creepy. And his face is just built for his whole family. I should say his whole family are scholar actors, um, been in numerous successful films. So there's no question that Bill, although one of the youngest in the family, is right up there with his brothers as far as one of the most charismatic, most most expressive actors there are. I remember watching a late night talk show. I can't remember who was hosting it, but he was a guest on there, and he was just doing the Pennywise face, just with no makeup on, and it was incredible. It's like he was made for his character, and I know we all love Tim Curry, who originally played Pennywise in the TV series. But there is a homage paid to Tim Curry in this film when Richie is in that room full of the clown decorations, and as he's walking towards the coffin, you can see there's a statue of the original Pennywise. So I thought that was very cool to pay homage to Tim Curry, and God bless him. I know he's got some health issues right now, so just let's all send some positivity to him. He's been in a lot of epic movies. Rocky Horror Picture Show. He played the devil in Legend, and of course he played Pennywise. So yeah, so 2017, it was directed by Andy Muschietti. It's based on the Stephen King book It, which, if you haven't read that, definitely check it out. Or even if you're not a reader, check out the audio version of it. It's really a really good read, as are all of Stephen King's books, to be honest. So this movie debuted September 8th, 2017. It's about 135 minutes long. Budget was around 40 million. In box office take, it took in 700 million. So in terms of success, very successful. The cast includes, it's a pretty epic cast. We have Jaden Lieberher as Bill. Obviously, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, the dancing clown. Jeremy Ray Taylor as Ben. Sophia Lillis as Beverly Marsh. Finn Wolfhard as Richie. You might know Finn from Stranger Things. Wyatt Olaf as Stanley. And Chosen Jacobs as Mike Hanlon. And then there's Eddie, who is played by Jack Dylan Grazer, who went on to star in the Shazam movies. And then there's the town bully, the punk, Henry Bowers, who's played by Nicholas Hamilton. And then Georgie, can't forget Georgie, even though he's sporadically through the film, but he's one of the main themes of the film, is played by Jackson Robert Scott. So, like I said, this movie was released in 2017, and it served as a pretty good remake to the original 90s version. But like I said, the CGI just did not do it for me. I enjoyed the Pennywise character. I enjoyed his torment, his laughter, his menacing look. I love that they updated the look, although the original Pennywise clown was epic. But like again, the CGI just didn't do it for me. I'll still watch this during October though, just for the fear factor. Because if you're in those kids' shoes and you're being attacked by your fears, it's no joke. You definitely feel every grasp for air, every panting, every heartache. You can feel it through these characters. They were so young at the time, and they did such a great job. I know they're all matured as actors and actresses now, but being some of the first roles, they really excelled on screen, and you can see the chemistry that they had. So let's talk about the plot here for the movie. So it takes place in October of 1988. 12-year-old Bill is crafting a paper sailboat for Georgie, his 6-year-old brother. Georgie really wants to take it outside. It's kind of a rainy night, and Bill is kind of mentoring him how to make it. Use the right wax and construct it properly. It'll go fast. It'll go far. So Georgie sails the boat along the rainy streets of small town Derry in Maine, only to have it fall down a storm drain. And he's frantic. He's trying to get it. He's trying to retrieve it from the storm drain. And Georgie sees a clown in the drain, who introduces himself as Pennywise, the dancing clown. Pennywise entices Georgie to come closer and closer. He's like, Georgie's kind of hesitant. He's like, I shouldn't talk to strangers. And that's when, you see Pennywise introducing himself as Pennywise, and Georgie, now we're friends. Like, he's trying to really ease this kid in to be more relaxed. So as Georgie goes closer and closer, Pennywise the teeth just come, rip his arm off, drags him into the sewer. So the following summer in 1989, Bill and his friends Richie, Eddie, Stan they're running from the bullies Henry, Belch, Huggins, Patrick Hostetter, and Victor Chris. Bill is still haunted by Georgie's disappearance, and he's trying to calculate where his brother's body might have washed up in a marshy wasteland called the Barrens. He recruits his friends to investigate, believing Georgie may still be alive. Ben Hanscom, one of Bill's new classmates, learns that unexplained tragedies and child disappearances have plagued the town for centuries. So when you see Ben in the library, he's looking through the history of Derry, and he's flipping through the pictures, and there's a big explosion on Easter that killed several people, and that the town adults and kids just disappear at an alarming rate, more so than any other city in the country. So it's cool to see the old town And I'm pretty sure that's when they do the Welcome to Derry prequel series that's going to focus on that era of Derry, and maybe leading to why Pennywise became Pennywise, who was just a normal, I want to say he was a normal human being at the time. So it's going to be good to see that, which comes out, I believe it's slated for next year. I don't know when. An official release date has come out, but it does say 2024 coming to Max. So targeted by Bauer's gang, Ben flees into the Barrens and meets Bill's group. They find the sneaker of a missing girl named Betty Ripsom, while Patrick is killed by Pennywise, searching the sewers for Ben. And it's just as the kids are pedaling away, all you hear is Patrick screams, and Ben kind of looks back, but then they just keep going, kind of dismissing it. Beverly Marsh is a girl who's bullied over her rumored promiscuity. She also joins the group, and Bill and Ben kind of have feelings for her, and they're very affectionate towards her. Later, the group befriends orphan Mike Hanlon after rescuing him from Bowers, the same bully that's coming after Ben. So in helping them escape the clutches of Henry, they all join and become, they develop this friendship, this bond, and then they're discussing how each member of the group has encountered terrifying manifestations of the same menacing clown who attacked Georgie. A headless undead boy Ben, a sink that spews blood only children can see, which is, at the time Beverly, a diseased rotting leper that Eddie sees at the house, a disturbing painting that comes alive. Mike sees his parents burning alive, and a frightening phantom of Georgie seen through Bill's eyes. Now calling themselves the Losers Club, they realize they are all being stalked by the same entity, which they refer to as It. They determine that it appears as their individual worst fears, awakening every 27 years to feed on the children of Derry before resuming hibernation, and moves about using the sewer lines, which all lead to an old stone well hidden underneath an abandoned house on Neibolt Street. After Pennywise attacks them, the group ventures into the house to confront it, only to be separated and terrorized. As Pennywise gloats to Bill about Georgie, the losers regroup and Beverly impales Pennywise to the head, forcing the clown to retreat. The group flees the house and begins to splinter, with only Bill and Beverly resolute in fighting it. Weeks later, after Beverly confronts and incapacitates her sexually abusing father, who is super creepy, and that actor did a great job having to portray that kind of persona, is just disturbing, but that's acting. Pennywise abducts her after she incapacitates her father. The Losers Club reassembles and returns to the abandoned house to rescue her. Bowers, who has just murdered his abusive father after being driven insane by Pennywise, by It, attacks the group. Mike fights back and pushes Bowers down the well. And it's again, CGI just was a little over the top on that scene. The losers descend into the sewers and find Its underground lair, which contains a mountain of decayed circus props and belongings, around which the bodies of its child victims float in midair. Beverly, now catatonic after being exposed to bright lights inside its gaping mouth, is restored to consciousness by a kiss from Ben. Bill encounters Georgie. It's a very emotional, intense scene where Georgie's pleading with Bill that he wants to come home, that he misses his mom and dad, misses Bill, and it's On an emotional level, it's right there. It gets you in the feels. But Bill recognizes that it's Pennywise in disguise. As Pennywise, it takes Bill hostage, offering to spare the others and go into hibernation if they let it feed on Bill. The losers reject this, battling with it while overcoming their various fears. It is eventually defeated and retreats deeper into the sewers, with Bill declaring that it will starve during its hibernation. After finding the remnants of Georgie's raincoat, Bill finally comes to terms with his brother's death, with all his friends surrounding him, confronting him, consoling him during the realization that Georgie, yes, is indeed gone. As summer ends, Beverly informs the group of a vision she had while catatonic, where she saw them fighting it as adults. The losers swear on a blood oath that they will return the dairy as adults if it returns. After the others make their goodbyes and disperse, Beverly and Bill discuss her leaving the next day to live with her aunt in Portland. Before she leaves, Bill reveals his feelings and they kiss. And in that scene at the end of the movie where they're all saying their goodbyes, and I just noticed this today when I was watching it, and I could be wrong, but I might have to go watch it too. Stan leaves first, and in It 2, Stan is the first one to die. He goes by suicide. So I think as they're leaving away from the group at the end of the first It movie, kind of tells the tale of and foreshadows when each of those kids are gonna meet their fates in the second chapter. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a plausible theory? Have you guys noticed that? What are your thoughts on that? Just something I was thinking about and saw while rewatching the first It. And again, so there was a sequel, It Chapter 2, like I said, came out in, let me get the exact date for you. So It Chapter 2 came out September 6, 2019, almost 2 years after the date of the first one. It's a little bit of a longer runtime. Not so successful. It did take about $80 million for a budget and only brought in about $475. So a lot less at the box office, but still considered success in relation to profits. But what are you guys? Are you guys a fan of Pennywise? Do you have a fear of clowns? I think it's called coulrophobia. What are your thoughts on this movie? What terrifies you the most about Pennywise? And if you had a fear, what would your fear be that he would use against you? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're in the comments, on the way down there, hit that notification bell. That will allow you to be notified and alert you when new videos are coming out. Like the ones for the rest of this month for DadPooLoWeen. We still have 12 more days. And then starting November 1st, a new series that I have coming out under DadPooL's discussions. It's horror then and now, where I'll be discussing and comparing and contrasting the original movie to the remake or reboot. And the first one on the list is Hellraiser. So I'll be discussing Hellraiser 87 versus Hellraiser 2022. Both very different movies, and we'll get more into it, deep dive into it, starting in November. So again, hit that notification bell and you'll be alerted to when that video goes live. And then a month later, we still got more. We got the 25 days of Christmas horror starting December 1st, where each day I'll review a holiday slasher or very dark Christmas movie. similar to how I'm doing for DadPooLoWeen. So if you like that kind of content, if you like holiday slashers, if you like horror in general, then definitely, like I said, drop a like, drop a follow, drop a sub. Join the Discord. The links are all in the description to every platform. So you'll have TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, my Discord, the merch store, which I'm working on some new designs for both November and December series. So stay tuned for those. And again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been here, who's supporting, who are in the comments, who stopped by the live streams. Without your support, I can't continue to do it, to do this. Your love and your response drives me to keep doing more. So I 100% appreciate all you guys out there. So before I get out of here, again, if you follow the TikTok, I usually give an advance notice of what movie I'll be covering the next day. So if you go over and click that TikTok link, follow, look for the pinned video coming out later tonight for the next video and the next movie that will be discussed. So before I get out of here, I just want to say again, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. I love you all. Every single one of you. Whether you're lurking in the video or whether you're active in the comments, the love still goes all around equally. So if all I ask, if you can just do a couple things for me. If you just go watch a movie, there's so much to choose from. There's so much content out there. Free content, free apps, free websites. Go watch a movie, and then most importantly, hug your loved ones. The world is crazy, and sometimes I think we just get too we take advantage. We don't take advantage of the time we have. We don't value the time. We don't value our existence. Not to go off on a tangent, but just quickly I reiterate, no matter what happens in life, we all have our dark times. We all have our own issues that we deal with on a daily basis. And sometimes how we react or handle them are not so good. And I'll admit that, there was times recently where I might have overreacted over something and really overreacted. But, I've come to terms with that internally and accepted my wrongdoings. I accepted my faults. So as long as we can just focus on the day and get through today, a whole new tomorrow will be whatever you want to make it. So until the next video, this is DadPooL saying, I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Love you.